Guess who God says is primarily responsible for teaching your child your faith? Hey, I'll give you a clue. It's not the church. Proverbs 22:6 says to train up a child in the way they should go, and as they get older, they won't depart from it. Speaking to parents about matters of faith in their children. And there's ample scriptures throughout the Bible that support the idea that parents are the ones who are the primary teachers or nurturers of their child's faith, not the church. In fact, the church should be supporting parents in this endeavor. Research shows that on an average, a parent spends about 3,000 hours a year with their child. For parents of kids with special needs like myself and yourself, odds are we spend more hours than even that. And also what that same research says is that parents who attend church on a regular basis, preschool, children's ministry, student ministry, whatever it might be, those ministries get about 40 to 50 hours a year with your child compared to your 3,000. And the reality is that if you're a parent of a child with special needs, you're probably not in church at the tune of 40 to 50 hours a year. You know, a lot of churches don't have a special needs ministry, which literally places all of the emphasis on teaching your child about your faith on you. So I want you to join me for a series of videos where we'll help to think about and figure out how we as special needs parents can teach our children our faith. Listen, I know it's not all that easy. I have 2 boys on the severe end of the autism spectrum. It can be challenging. And yet, it's a responsibility that we have. And I want to use that verse in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child, to make an acronym out of the word train that will help us to figure out how to do this as we go along. So let me just tell you what train stands for. The T in train stands for time. One thing that we have to do if we're going to teach our children about our faith is that we have to carve out time in the day in order to do that. The R in train is for routine. There are predictable patterns in your family. We call those routines. Every family has them. And children, especially kids on the autism spectrum, but all kids, do well with routines. And so we want to capture the routines in your home and use those as the times to help teach your child about his or her faith. The A in train is for accept. It's important to accept your child just as he or she is today. Not as they're going to be, but as he or she is today. Cognitive difficulties, communication difficulties, whatever they may be, we need to accept our kids as they are. That is the best starting point in teaching them about your faith. The I in train is for interact. You can spend time with your child, and that means that you could be in the same room but not doing anything with them. Guys, we're terrible at this. We call this bonding time, and that's where we're actually physically close to our child. We may be watching TV with them, but we're not interacting with them. To teach your child about your faith, there's going to be a requirement that you actually need to interact. And then the N in train is for nudge. We need to discover small ways that we can nudge our kids closer to the kingdom of God, nudging them closer to teaching them about our faith. Not giant strides. Some of your kids will be able to do that, but a lot of our kids can't make giant steps like that. So we just need to nudge them little by little by little, and we'll discover ways to do that. So there it is. It's time to tackle this idea of us as parents teaching our kids with special needs about their faith and being the ones primarily responsible to do that. And we'll do that through the acronym TRAIN. So make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can be notified when future videos on this topic are published.